Hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's stream. We are in the den yet again, which is where I would prefer to film. I tried to make the lighting a little better. I still think it's a little strange, but maybe it's better than last week. I don't know. And as always, I'm sporting a sweatshirt. I swear I am at my most informal during these streams. But welcome, everybody. It'll be a really fun night because I just started a chapter in book 3, and it's not just any chapter. It is probably the biggest chapter in all of book 3. So I'm really excited. I'm especially excited that the timing worked out so that I get to write it with all of you, because holy moly, the scene changes everything for this book. So super exciting. Thank you guys for joining me. Jen is here. Whew, made it just in time. Well, welcome, Jen. I have missed a couple of your streams also, just because I've had a couple Saturday events, so I haven't been home to make it in time for your stream. So I'm glad you could make it for mine. I have made it to the last one, though. I had a good time yesterday during your stream. Jessica said missed last week, but I definitely needed the motivation today. Don't we all? I can definitely tell a difference when I'm not on schedule with these streams. Writing sprints work super well for me. It's definitely an ADHD thing. If you didn't know, I have ADHD. And so focusing is not necessarily my strong suit. My brain is always looking for something more interesting. And when I was a kid, that's where the writing kind of came in. And that's why I've had so much practice, because I've always been writing in some capacity. So I would be sitting in class thinking about a story idea, because that was much more interesting than freshman algebra 1. So the sprints worked for me. So I'm excited that you're here, and hopefully, Jessica, you can get a whole lot done too. Dreaming Truth author is here. Hello, musical Maggie. Hello, Maggie. You, I think, are new to the stream, are you? Welcome to the stream. I'm excited. I've noticed that I think there's a couple more people than normal at the beginning of the stream right now. So welcome to all of you. I'm sure there are more of you than have commented. So welcome. I'm excited that you guys are here. Oh my goodness. So I just said a little bit about what I'm working on. I am still working on book 3. I've set myself kind of a tentative goal. If you haven't seen a lot of my content before, hello, hi. My name is Amy Prokopis, and I write primarily young adult books. I like to write fantasy romance, which is what the series I'm currently working on is. I'm writing on book 3. I've also written, though, science fiction. So my very first book I ever published was young adult science fiction. Think Divergent meets The Hunger Games. Really liked that book. I wanted to write a strong female character, and I wanted to insert like LGBTQ characters in a way where they weren't making a statement, because sometimes those characters are there to make a statement. They're there to normalize it, but sometimes they feel like they're there to make the statement that it should be normalized. And I tried to write it just as it's the most normal thing. So that was a fun book. But young adult is my jam. That is what I find myself writing the most. So if you're new, that's a little bit about me. I'm currently working on book 3 in Guardians of the Sixth Gate, which is the very final book. So what is everyone else working on tonight? I've just gotten a ton of comments. Oh my goodness. Jen says, woohoo, I agree. Musical Maggie says, I am. I lurk around AuthorTube as perpetually exhausted grad student. Oh my gosh, I have been there. Lovely to meet you too. I'm excited that you found us in our little community here. Hopefully you have a good night hanging out with us. Welcome. I definitely remember the grad student life. That is kind of rough. So hopefully everything is going well for you. I would imagine it's kind of the end of a semester. Although when I was doing my master's and when I was in grad school, I took classes every single semester. I took stuff in the summer, fall, spring. I was always taking classes, and it seemed like that was a lot of the programs that I looked at. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of a break from that soon. Jen says, going to try my darndest to finish a little luck today. Good for you. You are way ahead of me. I'm working to finish mine in the next 2 weeks. Hopefully. I would like to be done with it the same time that school wraps. I am a public school counselor, if you're new to this channel. And so when I still work through the summer, but it looks very different. There are not kids there. So I get a little bit of a break. And so I'm trying to hurry up and finish book 3 in time for school to end so that I can take a break at the exact same time. So hopefully I can do that. Jen says she is about 76K and I just need it done today. I am right there with you. Maggie says, I'm actually doing a non-traditional sprint. Ooh, because the semester just finished 2 days ago. Congrats. Still can't believe it. So I'm using the sprint to work out because I need to. Oh, that's a good way to use it. I used to use writing sprints if I wasn't writing. A lot of the time I did laundry. That was probably the biggest activity I used writing sprints for if I wasn't writing. Because it's easier to do things in chunks, I think. It's easier for me, again, going back to the whole ADHD thing. It's much easier for me to convince myself to focus for a 20-minute span than it is to think about doing the whole task. So hopefully you'll be able to get a lot of workout in. Rita H. Oh, I don't recognize that name either. Hello, you are new too. Saw your post on the Wings for Writers and I needed a sprint tonight. Oh, well, I'm glad that you came. Welcome. Hopefully you get a whole lot done in our sprint tonight. Yes, Jen says, welcome newcomers. Happy you're here. Of course we are. Super happy. It's been a lot of the same crew for several sessions, which I love. We've all gotten pretty close, or at least I feel like I have my own little club every Sunday night. I love you guys so much. And I love to hear about your projects and see how they've grown across the couple weeks that we've all been writing on these projects. And so I'm excited for all of you guys to join us as well. I started watching your videos a few weeks ago. I remember when you joined the live stream. Thank you for watching them. I have gotten a little bit off schedule because we are in graduation season. So since I am a school counselor, I do have a bit of a hand in the end of the year craziness. So graduation, we have a whole bunch of assemblies. We have to honor all of our seniors that are getting awarded scholarships. So there are like 2 events every single week that I have to either attend or help plan. So I'm a little off on my video schedule. I was supposed to have the recap of everything I did in April. That video was supposed to go up last Wednesday and it went up today because I did not quite finish it off for Wednesday. So hopefully that hasn't thrown you off and that's not too big of a deal. I'm trying my hardest. Musical Maggie says, I'm responsible for research in the summer, but no classes this summer, which is nice. Ooh, that is so, so nice. I realized a while back after I moved positions to the one I have now, I was a teacher and then I moved to school counseling. And I realized when I moved to school counseling that I had not taken a whole summer off. I had been in classes. I took summer classes even in my undergrad. So congrats. Enjoy it. Those months are definitely precious. All right. Agreed. The body doubling helps as well. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. I am so glad that it's kind of nice that it's just the few of us. I can get through all of your comments. Rita says, I normally sprint with Heart Breathing's writing community and a couple from Wings for Writers. I love Heart Breathings. That's one that I'm not in super often, but I do check out all of the videos. So I need to get over there and maybe do some live streams. That would be really fun. So, okay. So we have some interesting projects going tonight. That is for sure. We have a workout going. I love that. And Jen is hopefully I think you can do it. Hopefully finishing a little luck. And I would really like to get through at least this chapter because this is where the action happens. The aftermath is a little messy. And I don't know if I'll have time to put all of that in. That might be a tomorrow project. But I want to at least get like the big action in. So hopefully. Oh my goodness. This is the nicest comment I've had in a while. I really enjoy your videos. You seem to be very genuine and passionate about writing. You have a very positive disposition. Thank you for sharing your content. Thank you so much for your comment. I try really hard. Oh my gosh. And I've thought for a while about if I have needed to scale up my content and make it a little bit more polished, but that genuine thing that you said, that I seem very genuine, that's a really important thing to me. I kind of like the informalness, especially on certain videos. The vlogs are always informal. These streams are, I'm in a sweatshirt, no makeup. These streams are really informal. You really are joining me exactly how I would be in any other evening writing. So that's really important to me, to have that kind of honest content. I'm actually working on a project for June that is a little bit about that subject. And I don't know if anyone's noticed or not yet, but I'm working on a project related to that, just to see the difference between those kinds of platforms, because let's be honest, most of the internet is not exactly as it seems. Social media is definitely not is not reality. It's a version of it. So thank you so much for that. It's really easy to post the really nice, pretty pictures for sure, but I try to include things that are just in the moment because that's what I like to see from other people. So why not? Jen says, we got this. I think it's probably close to time for us to start into our first sprint. We're going on 15 minutes. Hello, Tyler. She said, just finished cleaning the bathtub. Ooh, that is not a fun one to clean. And I'm ready to hang. That is not a fun cleaning duty. I guess it could be worse, though. There are chores I dislike more. Okay. So if you are new, because there are some of us that are new, usually in these streams, we do 3 sprints and they're 20 minutes each and we talk in between. That seems to be the easiest chunk of time for me to get in week to week. So that is what we do, although I'm getting ready to go into the summer months. So once we get into especially June, I do have plans to do some pop-up writing sprints. So some of them might be in the afternoons. So if you work like a normal 9 to 5, you may miss them. I might do some in the evenings too. But I am planning to do some more live streams just because I will have more time and I get a lot of productivity done during these kinds of nights with you guys. So be on the lookout for that because I do have plans to try incorporating those. They are pop-up live streams, so they will definitely be like maybe a couple hours notice. Nothing like these are pre-planned every single week. So we will see. But I am hoping to get a lot of those in. Tyler says, I have started reading Guardians of the Sixth Gate. Thank you so, so much. I didn't know anything other than the genre of the novel getting into it. And let me tell you, I gasped at the inciting incident. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that comment. I hope you enjoy it all the way through. All right. So again, we're like 17 minutes in. Let's go to our first sprint. Like I said, we do 3 20-minute sprints. So let me put our clock up. 20 minutes is on the clock. I like to track my sprints. So I am starting at 88,627 words. Let's see how many I can get in sprint number 1. Usually it's about 500-ish. So hopefully you guys are at least that productive or more so. All right. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Oh, goodness. Okay. I got a little carried away. I had a really good writing session. So let me tally it up. Oh, my goodness. This book is going to be so long, you guys. I am in awe. I mean, writing long books is something that I do quite well. I am not a stranger to a really long draft, but this book is quite a bit longer than book 1 and 2. And that writing sprint was actually really productive. So I just wrote 727 words. Wow, that is quite the sprint. So, how did everybody else do? How are we doing? I am super pleased with that word count. Oh my goodness. And I ended it in a really cute place. This entire chapter is just the feels. So, if you've never been in any of my live streams before, this is a really fun one to join because this is a really huge chapter for this book and really for the whole series because some things changed drastically. All right. Musical Maggie says 10 minutes of boxing completed. Woo, girl, that is hard work. That's a lot of movement. Jessica says, I'm working on copy edit for a client, moving along nicely. Woo, I've thought about freelance copy editing. I do have an English background. I took a ton of creative writing classes when I was in college. I have an English degree. So I've thought about putting it to use and doing a little freelancing. So this is exciting. Thank you, Tyler. It was more than I expected. All right. Jen says, that's amazing. I got 623 in. Ooh, that's a really good word count. Normally for the first sprint, I only get 500 words in. So I'm impressed with my word count. But 623 is a lot. So great. Hopefully you'll be able to get a lot done. I know you're hoping to finish this book tonight. I hope you can do it. I really hope you can. Hi, Maggie. Nice to meet you. Yes, I'm super excited to have you along. Tyler said I had a hard time getting started. That was me this afternoon. I did write this afternoon. This week, I have not done a ton of writing for this book. I think I've actually written more words this week than I have in a long time, but it's because I started writing on another project because I needed a break from book 3. So I haven't actually added a ton to this book, but I did have kind of a hard time starting this afternoon also. So sometimes getting into the mood takes a little work. That's why I create playlists for all of the books I write because it definitely helps me settle in a little quicker. Maggie says I even pulled out my novel when I finished because y'all were inspiring me and I got 91 words. That's pretty good considering that you did a workout and everything. Yes, that's impressive. Oh my gosh, that's so much fun. Rita says, tasks are done. I'm not familiar with Google Docs, but playing around with it. Thankfully, Google Docs kind of it's intuitive, but Google Docs kind of takes care of itself as you go. So it's not too difficult to work, but there really is no other platform like it. So while it is easy to work with, if you've never used it before, there is kind of a learning curve. So I do like Google Docs. I used to write exclusively in Google Docs because it does save as you go, which is super appealing to me. I could access it wherever. And I have had the nightmare of a computer crashing before. It was finals week, my senior year of college, and my computer crashed. That was terrifying. So I like Google Docs for that, but when we were moving houses quite a bit, my internet was not always guaranteed. So I write in Word. It's also easier to convert in some ways when I work with editors. Tyler says, way to go, guys. We are all doing amazing. We really are. Maybe it's the time of the year or just where we are with our projects. I don't know. Or the fact that I feel like really excited tonight because I'm in a fun chapter. Yes, I'm so excited that you're joining us, Maggie. This has been a really fun night so far, and it seems like we're all getting a ton done. So Great for us. I'm really excited for us. This is great. Um, so second sprint, moving into that, at least moving towards that direction. Don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already. Subscribe if you don't. Most of the time, not the last week because it's been crazy busy, but most of the time I on YouTube post 3 videos. There's the weekly vlog that goes out every Sunday. There's this live stream on Sunday nights, and I try to do kind of a fun writing related video on Wednesday, but with my schedule being so busy, I have missed the last like 3 Wednesdays. So some of those I have saved and put on the back burner for now, and I might come back to them. I don't know. I do have some fun ones planned for this month and going into June. I already have some of June planned. They're videos that I need to start doing a little bit for this month. So those are always the easiest to film because I edit a lot of what I film as I go. When I upload the small snippets, I just quickly edit it the way I envision it, and that saves me a ton of time. So, yes, usually I have a Wednesday video. This week, I did not. So subscribe if that sounds like your thing, because I try to do the most that I can with YouTube. All right. So I'm in let's see, how far am I into this chapter? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm about 5 pages in, so I'm getting close to, yeah. So all the action won't happen in this chapter. I think because of there's a scene I want to put in after this. I think it'll happen in the next chapter, but I'm moving along so quickly, I should be able to get to it. So here's to hoping. I'm thinking that just because I'm trying to get as much done with the time I have, I might stay up late tonight. Probably not extending the stream. I say that every time that I would love to do one more sprint on the stream. It'll probably just be me after the stream, but I'll probably stay up to try and get at least all of this chunk of the book in. All right. So, what do we think about moving into our second sprint? Rita says, I wanted to copy and paste a doc to share with the live critique this week. Ooh, into Google Docs. Yeah. Thankfully, Google Doc and Word, they don't really play nicely together, but they're not enemies. You can upload a Google Doc or not a Google Doc, a Word document. You can upload it to Google Drive and it doesn't scramble very much, which is super nice. I do that a lot. When I finish writing the first draft, I upload to Google Doc. And this time around, I'm actually going to try doing my first round of editing via Google Doc to save paper. So that's what I'm hoping for. All right, everybody says, let's go into second sprint. I think there we go. I did reset the timer. All righty, 20 minutes is on the clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. Oh my goodness. This chapter is going super, super well. I'm having a really hard time pulling myself away from it when the timer goes off. Let's see, I broke 90,000 words in that sprint. So, if we didn't think this was a long book before, somehow breaking 90,000 words seals that for me. Let's see. How far did I get? 354. Again, I actually wrote more than the first sprint. I wrote 740 words in sprint number 2. Holy moly. That's a lot of words. It's just because I know exactly where I'm going for this chapter, and I've been dying to write it down. So, holy moly. Yes, 90K. It is a very long book. Oh my goodness. Tyler says, yes, it did go by fast. It went by very fast. Holy moly. How did everybody else do? Rita said, I switched to beta reading. It seems as if today is not a writing day for me. Sometimes you just got to go with it. That's why this week I've done a lot of writing for other projects, because I kind of needed to get my bearings before I jumped into this chapter and then the end of the book, because I knew it would be kind of a whirlwind. And I think I needed to take a minute to step back to look at the full scope of it. So writing on another project did that for me. Tyler said 502 this time around. That is a good word count. That's a pretty normal word count for me for a sprint. Jen said, I am sitting now at, 1,348 for both sprints. Whoa, right at 78K for the draft. Holy crap. You are just blazing through that draft. I'm excited for you. Tell me you're close to being finished with it. I know you want to finish it tonight. Tell me you're there or close to. Jessica said, made some progress, having a hard time with plot holes in this client's edit. Oh no, that's not good. But that's what editing and proofreading and stuff's for, right? You catch some of those inconsistencies, and Lord knows I've had those in my own. So it takes a team sometimes. I am so thankful for my editors, for sure. All right. Whew. So moving towards the third sprint of the night, our final sprint. If you haven't, subscribe to my newsletter at my website, amyprokopis.com. It's at the very bottom. I was a little late getting the newsletter out also. I usually only send one email out a month. So you get the newsletter once a month. It's really brief. It gives you an idea what's coming to my Patreon. So if you're a Patreon member, it gives you kind of an idea what to look forward to. If you're not a Patreon member, it tells you a little bit like what you're missing out. I try to include all of the YouTube videos that I have planned. So they're the weekly vlogs, the live streams, of course, but those Wednesday videos that are usually a little different, I try to include like a rough outline of what those videos are in the newsletter. And I always tell you guys what I'm working on writing wise and where I am. So that goes out once a month. And for May, there may be 1 or 2 more emails just because it is a release month, because book 2, which is back here on my shelf right there, book 2, Shade of the Shadowlands, comes out May 30th. If you didn't know, I accidentally published it a whole month early and I had to go unpublish it off Amazon. So I talk about that in this week's vlog a little bit. Did not mean to do that, but it did happen. Jen says, I'm trying. Gods, I hope I am. I'm trying to see how this chapter and this next unfolds. Hopefully, then I can start wrapping the end up. That's about where I am as well. That sounds about like what I would say if somebody asked me how I was in this draft. This chapter is the big turning point. There's a really big event that happens in this chapter, and then the end is kind of like a landslide. So I still have several chapters left, but it's like event after event after event. So it goes a lot quicker, which I'm excited about because I love this book. I really do. But I'm ready to be done with it because I'm starting to worry about my deadlines. So I am excited that tonight the live stream lined up the same night as I was writing the big chapter. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that I'm talking so fast. I'm tripping over my own words. Gosh, I saw your vlog. How scary. Yeah, I was laying in bed. It was a really long day at work. I had to do stuff after work. We had an event even. It's one of those end of the year things. So I finally got home, and my husband and we finally got home because he also had a busy day, and we both got ready for bed. We laid down, we watched an episode of TV together, and then we were both laying in bed, just, scrolling like you do before you go to bed. I think most of us do. And somebody had posted a shipping update for my book, and it said, your book, like your package will now arrive on Thursday, which was like 2 days from the day I was looking at it. And I kind of froze. I went, that shouldn't be coming on Thursday. So I was up very late that night. So yes, if you want all of the details, it is in the vlog. It was quite an event. Oh my gosh. Dreaming Tooth. Okay, do you have any Q&A videos? I have a couple. I haven't done one in a while. Usually, at least with the last 2 releases, when I release the title or the blurb, maybe the publication date, something around those milestones for each book, typically I do a Q&A as one of those Wednesday videos, like when I do the official blurb or this is when this book will be released. That's when I typically do a Q&A. I haven't done one in a little while, but there are a couple on my YouTube channel, and I'm pretty sure that they are labeled as something like book trailer plus Q&A. So there are at least 2, I think, on my YouTube channel that are Q&As. And usually I get all of those Q&A, like all the questions, I usually get them mostly from Instagram. Sometimes I pull them from comments I get on TikTok videos, but mostly on Instagram because I'll put out that sticker, like ask me anything, and I'll put that out on my Instagram. So follow my Instagram account because I'm getting ready to do at the end of the month. Once launch day has happened for Shade of the Shadowlands, I will do the release information. I'm going to do a title reveal for book 3. I'm planning for the 31st, and I would really like to include the release date on that day. So I will probably do the same thing and have a Q&A on that day or close to. So yeah, I guess in another 2 weeks, I'll probably be asking for questions again. So yeah, make sure you follow my Instagram because that's where I usually ask those questions. I think those are really fun. I don't always get I get a lot of the same answers. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw tonight I posted a lot of publishing information because a question that I get, not so much just online, but in my personal life, I get asked a lot if I would ever go traditional. And that question, every time I've asked it, my answer changes. So because I got asked it again pretty recently, I went ahead and I posted my thoughts on Instagram. So if you're on Instagram, you've seen it. But if you're not, go check it out. It's in my stories. How is it already so soon? I know May arrived super fast. Jen, you have a release really soon. So if you guys didn't know, Jen's book releases May 11th. So a second story, I'm super excited for that. Really excited for that book. Go check it out. It's great. Cozy fantasy. And I did not even know what that would be until Jen started talking about her book. And it's definitely my vibe. Love it. Jessica says going to spend the last the last sprint feeding my animals, getting ready for bed. Good night. Thanks for hosting. I'm glad that you could join, Jessica. It'll be a good last sprint, which makes me think we probably should move into it, shouldn't we? Thursday. Oh my gosh. Yes, Thursday. So Jen's book releases on Thursday. That seems, man, I knew it was May 11th, but that seems like really, really close. Thursday. When you say Thursday and not May 11th, that sounds incredibly close. Oh my gosh. So if you guys haven't, go check out her book because I cannot wait for it to arrive in the mail. Anyway, let's go ahead. Speaking of, thank you, Jess, for keeping us all on track. It is super soon. Oh my gosh. I know this week, really the next 2 weeks for me are going to fly by because it's wrapping up the school year for me, and then my work week changes. So it means that I can actually feasibly, it's still a lot of work, but I can actually work almost like a full-time author schedule because we don't have kids. I'm still working at the school because I have to work outside of school hours to get all of it done, but there aren't kids around. So it frees up quite a bit of my schedule. So I'm looking forward to that. But it means that the last 2 weeks, because they're so busy and everything's crammed in at the end, it's going to fly by. So I need to make sure, I need to check my package actually, because yours should be arriving really soon. Oh, I need to pay attention to what I'm reading so I can read it when all the hype is still fresh. Oh my goodness, you're the sweetest. Okay, back to third sprint. Clock. There we go. Timer is up. The last 20-minute sprint. Man, they've gone so fast. Okay, 20 minutes is on the clock. 3, 2, 1, sprint. All right, guys. Sorry for the long beeping. Holy moly. I am really into this chapter. I'm definitely going to stay up to finish it because things have just started to like get there, which is super exciting. I am at 90,708 words. Oh my goodness. So, how did this last sprint go for everybody else? Hopefully, it was just as profitable as it was for me. This is actually the sprint that I had the least amount of words in, and it was still more than average. I wrote 614 words, which is good. I'm really pleased with that. I've written a lot just in this live stream for sure. So exciting. Also, here's my comment. There was a cameo. My husband got here. Normally, he finishes D&D about the same time that I wrap up this live stream. We time it all, especially like we time it all. That way our schedules line up. But they started a little earlier in a different location tonight, which is why I was able to have the den again today. So he got home early, and if you noticed, he walked back and forth to go put things up. Some of you may have not noticed, but he did make an appearance. Jen said she missed it. You're going to have to watch it back to see what he looks like. Maggie says, like 12 words because I also got ready for bed during the sprint as well. That's okay. You gotta get ready for bed. Gotta be ready for a work day because Monday is a work day for most people. That was something that I thought about when I decided to do these Sunday live streams. I considered other days just because the next day is a work day, but it's easier for me than any of the other work days, like weekdays, to do these live streams. So Sunday it is. Jen said, sitting at 2,368 words for the stream. You are moving really fast. Words are pouring out of me. I have to keep going. The end. Here I come. Holy, I'm really excited for you. Congrats, Jen. Hopefully, you and I won't be up super, super late, but I hope that you can get all that you want done, just like I hope I get all that I want done. Rita said, I'm so happy I was able to attend this sprint. I'm really happy you were able to attend. It was great meeting you. I look forward to seeing you in future sprints. I hope. Hopefully you come for more live streams. We're here every Sunday at 8:20 Central Standard Time. Jen said, I am also at 79K, less than 1K away from my end goal of 80K. Whew, you are super, super close. Yes. Maggie said, your husband plays D&D? Yes, they play every Sunday night. Normally, the way it runs is they get here and they play, and I play with my toddler for a little while. I have a 3-year-old. He's only up for like maybe about an hour-ish of the D&D time, and then I put him to bed, and then we start this live stream. And by the time I'm done with the live stream, D&D is ended for the night. So it's super fun. I don't know a whole lot of the campaign that they're running right now. I know a little bit of the regions they're in because we were watching the D&D movie last night and they all recognized the map. So that was kind of fun. Yeah, everybody missed him coming in. I'm going to have to tell him. 627 for me. That's a good amount of words for a sprint. Look at us go. Yes. Oh my gosh. We got so much done tonight. I'm really energized. I'm glad that I'll be staying up a little bit to work tonight because I definitely have the energy to. Sunday works best for me. I'm glad that it works best for you. It definitely was the only night of the week that made the most sense for me and lined up with my schedule. So I wanted to join Jen's bookshelf stream, but I work Saturday. Oh no. And sometimes I can catch the tail end. I am usually there every single Saturday for Jen's live stream also. So if you don't join her live stream, go join it on Sundays, Sunday afternoon at 1:30. I love that. I write Saturday and Sunday. Those are my writing work days, so I don't really get any time off. But Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon are when I write. And so it times perfectly with that. So I'm usually there and they're super, super fun. Love her live streams. Rita said, those are amazing word counts. The sprints were for 20 minutes, not 25. Yes, it feels like it was a little longer than that. I got a lot done. Oh, thanks for subscribing. I am excited. Yes, I am planning to do pop-up live streams and really starting June. Maybe the tail end of May, but really just June because my schedule opens up a ton. So I'm excited to do more of those because I am really productive in these sprints. So looking forward to that. This was lovely. I was relaxing for this stream, here for the conversation. Well, I'm glad that it was really nice and relaxing for you. I have loved the company. It definitely makes a difference to write with friends. Otherwise, it's pretty lonely sometimes. Yes, glad we can all be here. Oh, and there's Jen. I'm glad I put that one up. Jen says, yes, come and join in on Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. Central. Yes, those live streams are great. And I think they're longer than mine-ish. What I like about Jen's live streams is that she lets people pick the times. And so while mine are always 20-minute sprints because it tends to time better for this time period for me, on Saturday afternoon, Jen usually does like a poll. She rolls D&D dice, speaking of, for the time, and then she lets people pick what times. I kind of enjoy that. That's nice. If I had more time, I would do that, but I can't always stay up super, super late on Sundays. So unfortunately, I wish I could, but not so much for me. All right. Well, this has been amazing, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Jen says we go from 1:30 to about 4. Yeah, I'd say that's probably right. I roll D20s for the sprint time and we do 4 sprints total. That's why, because you do 4 sprints. That's right. Ah, so much fun. Oh my goodness. So I think that this is probably the time to end on because one, I'm really excited to get back into this chapter. Not that I haven't loved the conversation with all of you guys. This has been a really fun sprint, especially because it's been an exciting chapter for me. So I might have more energy tonight than some Sundays, but thank you guys for joining me. I think this is the end of our sprint. Thank you for you guys who are brand new. Thanks for the subscribe. I hope you guys all come back. This has been really fun. It was fun to chat with you guys that were new. And those of you who come every week, I love to keep up with your projects. And yeah, all of my social medias are in the description box below. Right after I hop out of here, I'm going to schedule next week. So I will see you guys next week at 8:20 Central. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.